Day 6 of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books. Today was the Family Fest at Soldier Field, so there was a lot of fun going on, a lot of action. And what happened in Bears practice today, I'll tell you guys in this video right here. What's up, guys? I'm back with the Chicago Bears daily training camp update videos, which I'll be doing every single day of the 2021 season, giving you guys all the latest Bears training camp updates, rumors about what's going on at camp, injury updates, who's looking good, who's not looking so good. So if you want all those updates every single day, be sure to subscribe to this channel for all the Bears 2021 training camp news. But yeah, let's just get into this video, guys. Okay, I don't have a big intro, but today was the Bears Family Fest, like I mentioned earlier. So it was, an event that goes on every single year at Soldier Field where they pretty much just do a Bears training camp practice in front of the fans at Soldier Field. So it's pretty nice because you can pay to go to Soldier Field and see all of your, favorite Bears players there at Soldier Field, okay, where they're going to be playing for the next year, obviously. So there's a lot of fans that went there, a lot of good times I saw on Twitter. A lot of people got giveaway stuff, free t-shirts, free jerseys and stuff. So it seemed like people had a really good time, which I love to see because we haven't seen fans at Soldier Field in a long time. Okay, the last time we saw fans at Soldier Field was at the end of 2019, which is almost like 2 years ago. So to see, all the fans out there having a lot of fun, seeing Justin Fields out there, going through the tunnel at Soldier Field where he's going to be making his debut in a couple weeks. Maybe, if he does beat out Andy Dalton, like it's so exciting to see all of that happen. So, overall, such a great day of practice. And I want to talk about specifically like what went on in practice today, according to all the updates I saw on Twitter and according to people that I talked to as well. And the first story I want to talk about, guys, the title of this video as well, is that Justin Fields, man, he really showcased his deep accuracy, okay? We already knew this about Justin Fields coming in from college, okay? This guy was one of the most accurate deep passers in all of college football, okay? According to PFF, he actually had better deep accuracy in college than both Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and also Trey Lance as well, okay? All the guys drafted in front of him, he still had better deep accuracy than those guys. So we already knew that Justin Fields can do these, make these throws going down the field. But to see him actually do them in a Bears uniform, which the play I'm talking about, I'm sure you guys already saw on Twitter. It was all over social media. You guys probably got alerts about it as well. I'm going to play the video on the screen right now, which all the credit, by the way, goes to Greg Braggs Jr. on Twitter. He took a bunch of videos, which I couldn't find many of the last few days. So shout out to this guy for posting a lot of videos from camp. But pretty much, guys, what happened was that Ronnie Adams was going down the field on a vertical route, I believe, on 7-on-7s. And he gained a slight step on the DB. It wasn't much of a step, though. So you had to put the ball in there perfectly, right? If you're going to throw the ball to Ronnie Adams, it had to be right in his hands over the DB's head because there really wasn't that much separation created at all, okay? If the ball was underthrown, it was probably going to be picked, or he'd have to come around for that ball and make an insane catch, which you probably cannot do if you're Ronnie Adams, right? Like, he's not one of the best receivers in the league, so you couldn't underthrow the ball, and if you put a little bit too much power on it, it's probably not going to be, catchable by Ronnie Adams. So the ball really had to have the right amount of touch on it, the right amount of power. It had to be thrown at the proper time, and that is exactly what Justin Fields did, okay? That was a phenomenal, just a beautiful pass to see it from Justin Fields, okay? Obviously, there was no pressure on him, so it's not like a real-life situation, okay? Obviously, in real life, you're going to have a lineman probably with a hand in your face, so keep that in mind. Don't get, I guess, excessively hyped, but if you want to, go ahead, man, because we haven't seen many quarterbacks make that type of throw over the last few years here, guys. I mean, to get that ball to Ronnie Adams, first of all, in his hands, but also in stride. He didn't have to turn around for that ball, didn't have to extend. He caught that ball in stride. That's how you build a successful offense, okay? The last few years, we have not really had receivers get balls in stride, okay? Get the ball right in their hands, okay? When Mitch was throwing to A-Rob the last few years, most of the time, A-Rob had to come back for that ball or extend for that ball because a lot of times Mitch could not hit him in stride. But hopefully now we have a quarterback that can do so on a consistent basis. So to see that out of Justin Fields on back-to-back days now, right? Even yesterday, he had a very good deep pass to Javon Wims. Today, he looked great as well. I mean, that's obviously a good thing to keep building on if you are Justin Fields. So deep accuracy is looking very good. His short and medium accuracy also, though, is looking very good. Okay, he had a bunch of passes today. He had a nice pass to Justin Hardy in the middle of the field to keep the drive alive on third down. It was kind of a sidearm throw again, which he's done a lot of now over the last few days. So he's just showcasing unique ability to get the ball off even when there's pressure in his face. He did have a nice ball to Riley Ridley as well in the end zone, which was lofted over the DB's head, but Riley Ridley unfortunately dropped that ball, so not a good play by the receiver, but a great throw by the quarterback. He also had a nice ball to Javon Wims on a curl route in the middle of the field. So just, he's having a lot of success on the short and intermediate routes, okay? And that's mainly because his ball is just such a beautiful ball, okay? The velocity he places on that ball, it's just pretty much a dart every single time. The ball doesn't hang in the air. It goes pretty fast out of his hands, and it gets there fast as well, because that's the power that he puts on that ball. That's the arm strength that he has. That's the touch that he has. He knows how to throw a beautiful spiral, and we're seeing that pretty much every single day now in practice. Obviously, he did have some mistakes as well. He did throw nearly a pick, which the DB just dropped, so he got lucky there. But for the most part, guys, it was another beautiful day of practice by Justin Fields. Going over then to what Andy Dalton did today, I also have some news about him. Not as much as Fields though, because most of the reports I saw online were about Justin Fields, obviously, because people are excited about this guy. But according to all the reports I saw and the people I talked to as well, Andy Dalton did look pretty good as well, okay? This guy is no scrub in camp this year, which I think fans have to realize, right? Because initially, me included, like, I was really mad about the Andy Dalton signing, because Andy Dalton has not been a good quarterback in this league for a few years, okay? His last year with the Bengals wasn't that good. Last year with the Cowboys didn't really play that well. So he's not really a top quarterback in this league anymore. But so far in camp, guys, he is pretty much holding his own, which is a good thing to see if you are a Bears fan, right? To see both quarterbacks doing well. Today in camp, he also had, some pretty good throws as usual. So he had a nice read in the middle of the field where he did find Goodwin on I think it was a slant route where he just, got the ball off pretty fast, went through his reads, and just got the ball to Goodwin in space, and he caught the ball in stride so he can run after the catch as well, which, by the way, guys, Marquise Goodwin is looking very fast in camp this year. So if you want to see a wide receiver 3 step up, I think Marquise Goodwin could be that guy, because he's made a ton of really good plays now in camp. So he had a nice find to Goodwin in the middle of the field. He also had 2 actually very good deep balls to Darnell Mooney, okay? One was on a post route and one was on a sort of a comeback route in the middle of the field, kind of like a curl type of thing. And, he did have an overthrow also as well on Darnell Mooney, so that obviously is not good. And he also did throw an interception as well to JAYLON Johnson, which we'll talk about next. So obviously he did make mistakes. He wasn't as impressive athletically as Justin Fields was, and obviously he's probably never going to be, right? Because he's Andy Dalton, okay? He's a 10-plus year veteran now in the NFL. He's most probably suitable for a backup position now in this league. But if he wants to, take over at least until Justin Fields is ready to start, I mean, he could be a good option for us based on everything we have seen in camp so far. So pretty good day for both of our Bears quarterbacks as usual. I do want to talk about the Bears defense now though, which I alluded to earlier, and specifically JAYLON Johnson, guys, because this guy is probably going to be cornerback number 1 for us this year. Actually, not probably, okay? He's definitely going to be cornerback number 1, taking over for Kyle Fuller, because he had a good rookie season last year, okay? A few lapses at the end of that season, but for the most part, he was pretty reliable in coverage, and that's exactly what we're seeing in camp so far as well, okay? Today, like I talked about, he had a very impressive interception on Andy Dalton, okay? Pretty much he was sticking to his receiver's route, and Andy Dalton still threw that ball kind of to the outside, but JAYLON Johnson got there first, okay? He pounced on that ball and kind of caught it at the same time that I think Byrd caught it, but he snatched that ball out of his hands, and that resulted in an interception, which I just totally love to see, okay? Because this guy, JAYLON Johnson, didn't have a lot of interceptions last year for the Bears, but I feel like that's partly due to the fact that our pass rush was so bad half the time and we were playing from behind, so the opposing offense was running the ball, so it's kind of hard to, create more interception opportunities. So hopefully we get more of those this year, but to see JAYLON Johnson, okay, doing so great in coverage, sticking to his receivers' routes, and for the most part, I mean, being a good quarterback in camp so far, that's exactly what you want to see if you are a Chicago Bears fan. So great day by JAYLON Johnson. He's been looking pretty good in camp, aside from one slip up against Darnell Mooney where he got destroyed, but that's pretty much the only slip up I can remember of so far. Next, I do want to talk about the Bears offensive line though, and it's not going to be good news at all, because guys, the Bears O-line so far in camp has not been looking that good at all, okay? Obviously, we did upgrade the talent over the offseason, but those guys really have not been playing yet, okay? Mainly Tevin Jenkins I'm talking about. Tevin Jenkins still is dealing with back tightness, and he hasn't played a single snap yet in training camp, which is kind of worrying me now, okay? At the beginning, I was like, maybe it's just a minor thing. Maybe it's only going to be out for a few days, but now it's been pretty much a week of camp, and we still don't know if Tevin Jenkins is going to play, which just really sucks because we traded up to get this guy in the second round. Okay, he's one of the best left tackle prospects, and he's going to be our starting left tackle probably for the entire 2021 season. So obviously you want to see him out there, especially during his rookie training camp, okay, when you learn the most about the league and, you know, everything that goes on there. So I wouldn't worry, you know, completely just yet. I am worrying a little bit now, but if it's still, you know, maybe closer to week 1 and he still hasn't played a single snap of training camp, then I would probably hit the panic button and think that, oh, is this guy, you know, what's up with him? Okay, is he actually badly hurt? But as of now, it just looks like it's still kind of a minor thing that Matt Nagy is just being very careful about, which does make sense because this guy is, you know, an important asset to our team. But right now, you can really tell that our O-line has been missing him out there, okay? Because we're also missing our starting right tackle as well. Jermaine Ifedi also has not been playing during all of training camp, which does suck. And also, we did lose our second string offensive tackle as well, okay? Wilkinson, okay, the guy that we signed from the Broncos this offseason, Elijah Wilkinson, he also is not available to play due to COVID. So guys, like pretty much all of our offensive tackles, our starting ones, are out, and our backups really have not been looking that good at all. Kind of understandably because they're going up against Khalil Mack, you know, Robert Quinn, and some other pretty talented pass rushers, but it's just been like, they've been looking like turnstiles for the most part, okay? Just pretty much allowing instant pressure. Justin Fields has not been able to really get a lot of passes going down the field because it just isn't enough time to complete those passes, okay? And Andy Dalton as well has been struggling with pressure in his face. So hopefully as camp progresses, our O-line does get healthier, our tackles come back, and, you know, this isn't as big of a problem as it is right now. But right now I am kind of worried because our backups don't look good out there at all, okay? So we don't have the best O-line depth, specifically at tackle, which I would love to see Ryan Pace, you know, get somebody on the market right now, okay? Because there's still a lot of talented tackles on the market right now, okay? Mitchell Schwartz, Eric Fisher, both of them, I believe, are still available. And there's also a lot of other guys as well, okay? Russell Okong as well. So you can sign one of these guys for a cheap one-year deal to give you veteran depth, which you don't have at all right now. So yeah, O-line has been looking pretty bad. I do want to talk about the running backs now as well, specifically Damian Williams. Okay, this guy, I feel like this signing has been kind of underrated by Bears fans because we've made so many other moves this offseason that a move like this hasn't been, you know, getting the proper attention it deserves, which, you know, it should, guys, because this guy, even though he's probably going to be our third string running back, he probably should have been Super Bowl MVP when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs won that Super Bowl, okay? He had like 3 touchdowns and just a crazy game overall, you know, against the 49ers there. So, you know, he brings a lot of playoff experience, a lot of versatility as well. This guy is pretty fast. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. So, you know, a very skilled back. But today in practice, guys, he actually beat ROQUAN Smith on a route going down the field, okay? Which, by the way, guys, ROQUAN Smith pretty much never gets beat by running backs running routes because this guy's one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL, okay? Perhaps the best, okay? With his speed, with his, you know, football instincts, he knows how to snuff out these plays to the running back. But today, he just got completely destroyed, according to people there, against Damian Williams, which I just love to see from Damian Williams' point of view because this guy honestly could challenge, you know, Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery for some carries. That's how good I feel like he is, and he has been flashing, you know, sometimes in camp so far. So hopefully it makes more plays going down the road because I really do love the depth that we have at running back this year. Khalil Herbert as well did look good on one-on-one drills. So it just seems like all of our running backs now, which Tariq Cohen is still not playing due to his ACL injury, which he's still recovering from. So keep an eye on that. But, you know, Monty, Williams, and Herbert, all of them have been looking pretty good in camp so far. So love to see that out of the running backs. I also want to talk quickly about the backup edge rushers that we have, specifically TREVIS GIPSON. Okay, this guy, he actually had multiple sacks. Obviously, he was going up against the backup offensive lineman, so keep that in mind. But even in one-on-one drills, I mean, he was looking pretty good out there today, looking pretty fast, looking pretty long. His arms are pretty long. Okay, this guy is kind of a athletic freak, and to see him use his frame, his hand technique as well is getting a little bit better. He's adding a variety of moves. Okay, the bull rush was looking pretty strong according to people there. I really love to see that out of Gibson because this guy, I feel like, is going to get a lot more snaps this year than he did last year, because I really feel like if Robert Quinn plays the same way he did last year, he's not going to get playing time anymore, guys. Like, it doesn't matter that this guy is getting paid a lot of money. If the guys behind him, like, you know, TREVIS GIPSON, Charles Snowden, maybe even Ladarius Mack, if he somehow makes the team, if these guys are producing and Robert Quinn is not, then these guys could see playing time over Robert Quinn, which, I think Gibson seriously does have the ability to challenge Robert Quinn for some of that playing time, or at least be a situational pass rusher, okay? Maybe get brought in on certain downs when the defense is pretty tired, okay? If Khalil Mack has to take a breather, maybe put in TREVIS Gibson there or something like that. But he does have talent, guys, okay? This guy was a 4th-round pick in 2020 by Ryan Pace, and I feel like he's not getting the proper attention that he deserves because of his performance in camp this year. So another very good day by TREVIS Gibson. He has been looking good in camp so far, according to reports. And I do want to talk about, lastly, the COVID situation that's going on with the Bears right now. It's not really a big deal as of now, but Eddie Goldman, Elijah Wilkinson, Patrick Skills, and Christian Jones, all of them have been put in COVID protocol right now. So I believe that means they tested positive for COVID, which in Eddie Goldman's case, that's not a good thing because he was, expressing worry about contracting COVID last year, which is why he skipped the entire 2020 season, but hopefully he'll be fine. But either case, guys, it's obviously not a good thing to see 4 of your guys go out with COVID. So these guys will be missing practice for some time. Eddie Goldman, Wilkinson, Skills, Christian Jones. Out of all those guys, obviously Eddie Goldman is the most important guy because we just got this guy, this year. Okay, he skipped all of 2020 and he also expressed concern about catching COVID. So not a good situation there, but I do hope he ends up okay and totally fine, which he probably will be, guys. So nothing too much to worry about, but hopefully this, COVID situation has been contained to only these 4 people because you obviously don't want to see a COVID outbreak among our entire team. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news I have for you guys today. I'll be back with another video tomorrow covering Wednesday's practice, so be on the lookout for that. But leave your questions and comments down below, reacted to anything I said in this video today, about Justin Fields, about Andy Dalton, about Damian Williams, whatever you want to comment about, leave your comments down below. But as always, guys, bear down.